Today we want to talk about feeling like roommates in your relationship. You know, that roommate mentality. We're not judging you if you're there because we've definitely been there. 3 years ago, we definitely felt like roommates. And what I mean by roommates is like there's little to no communication. You're just passing each other in the hallway. You live in the same house, but you're not interacting, you're not communicating, you don't feel like you're on the same page, you don't feel like you're a team. There's little to no intimacy. And if this is you, we know how you feel because we've been there. And we also know that so many couples are feeling this way because we speak to women and couples all the time and they share that they can relate to this feeling of roommates and that it feels so painful, it feels so uncomfortable and really hard to admit. So if that's you, we just want you to know you're not alone, you're in safe hands, and it's okay. It's okay to acknowledge that that's where you're at. And truly, if you want to move forward, you need to acknowledge that. And that's what we had to do 3 years ago. We had to be really honest and realize we have turned into roommates where we were kind of operating like two separate islands and just only communicating about things like the kids or work, or you do the food shopping this week, I'll do this. Like it became so clinical and there was no love, there was no love, there was no passion, and like I said, there was definitely no intimacy. And this is what happens when we fall into this trap of roommates. And why does this happen? We know why it happened for us, and really I think it's pretty universal. Like we see this in couples all the time, that we really get bogged down in the stress of life, in the stress of work. We start to do more, be with each other less, and that is the key. We stop prioritizing us. We stop prioritizing the relationship. So there is nothing to celebrate. You no longer feel like there is an us anymore. And this is what we hear from couples all the time. They realize we're now roommates and we have stopped prioritizing us. There is no time for us. We're, building empires, we're building businesses, we're like crushing it in the world. And then in our own homes, we feel like roommates. And
it's a serious problem. Everyone's so busy, and the world in general is it's a busy place. It's busier than it's ever been. There's more distraction than there's ever been, and unless you become really conscious and aware of how busy you're being and how much you're avoiding your relationship, you can't make a change. So you have to first identify that
your relationship's taken a back seat
to
your entire life. And that was hard for us to admit, that we were not valuing our relationship. And we were not prioritizing it. So no wonder we were feeling like roommates. And this is the same for all the couples that we work with. So this is a breakthrough moment for you. If you can relate to this, you're literally having a breakthrough and a realization. And when you break through, that's when the work can start to happen. That's when the path can show itself and you can start to move forward. But you first have to have this realization or this breakthrough. So we wanted to share this with you because honestly, we went from that place, which was horrible, just feeling like roommates. Like I said, no intimacy, no connection, barely communicating, not feeling like we're on the same page, definitely not feeling like a team. I mean, some days we felt like enemies.
Definitely.
It felt like we were on completely different teams, and that was really hard, especially because we have 2 young children, trying to navigate that in front of our kids. Some days that meant there was a lot of conflict, there was a lot of arguing, and in front of our kids, that doesn't feel great, especially when we were not resolving it either. We had no idea how to argue and communicate effectively. Thank God we now do. But we were doing damage to ourselves and to them. So we were in like rock bottom. We were in that place where we were literally questioning divorce, and we were on the brink of separation. But once we had this realization, we started to lean in to this path and this new way, and we were open to a how. We were like, universe, show us how. We are open to the how. And slowly but surely, we started reading books, doing courses, learning things, and we got to this place where we completely turned our relationship around. And we didn't know that we were going to be able to do that when we started. When we started, it was just like, anything has got to be better than what we're currently feeling. But to be where we are now, which is literally completely
light years away from where we were just a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, now we communicate really deeply. We have really deep, meaningful conversations all of the time. And it's not a struggle, it's not hard. We both want to engage in it. We spend a lot of time together. We date every single week and we love it. We live for that date.
Yeah.
We have so much quality time together. We've found a way to make that time.
Yeah.
And we know how important it is now because we nearly lost each other and our relationship. So, you know, there was powerful lessons in that. So much intimacy and, you know, so much communication and connection. And we just feel like a team again. You know, we feel like we're on the same page. We feel like we're working through life together, and we're not perfect. You know, we're definitely not perfect.
No.
We're always growing in our relationship. But what we feel now is deeply connected, is so beautiful. It's like our relationship felt in the beginning when we first met, but so much deeper.
Yeah.
Because we know all of that ugly stuff. We know all that hard stuff. And we also know that we will get through it together now, no matter what life throws at us. Because of what we've been through and what we've learned, we feel really powerful, really connected, really strong in our relationship, and a commitment that I feel like we've never felt before.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So we just want to give you hope. We want to shine the light. We want you to know that there is a way for you to go from roommates and feeling completely disconnected and like you're not prioritizing the relationship to feeling like teammates, lovers, deeply connected, and making your relationship a priority again. And you don't have to change your entire life on the outside to do it. I mean, hardly anything changed on the outside.
It doesn't have to be hard or take years to do either. I mean, we spent years because we had to try and piece all the bits of information together and get help from other people to do it. And it was quite a messy process.
Yeah,
it took us longer
than a lot of it we did alone.
A
lot of it there wasn't a lot of answers that were helpful, especially not from couples that we could relate to, that were sharing really honestly like we are.
Yeah.
So we were in the dark a lot, and that made it hard, and it felt lonely, and people don't talk this honestly about their relationship. So, you know, you're probably finding this really refreshing, and, you know, that you can relate because it's real life. So we didn't really have those types of role models to help us or to mentor us to come back together. But we didn't give up. We just kept trying things, learning, applying them. I mean, awareness is such a huge part of it, and it's the first step. But we really want to give you a gift. We know how many couples are struggling right now, so we just want to give you a gift. We have put together a small mini course of pretty much an introduction to what we learnt in the very beginning to turn our relationship around from roommates to not even connected, literally feeling like we were going to have to get a divorce because there was so much disconnection and very little communication, to this place where we feel like a team. We feel like a team again. We're in love. There's so much intimacy, there's passion, there's connection, and so much deep, meaningful communication. So we've put all of that together in a mini course, our relationship mini course. And we have charged for this before. It's extremely valuable.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of positive feedback. It's life-changing. You will have breakthroughs watching this. But we have decided we're going to gift this to you. So if you click the link below, you will see there's a link for our relationship mini course challenge, and it is packed with everything that we learned. So much about communication, a lot about connection and what it means to men and women, the differences in men and women. We had no idea about that. We talk about masculine and feminine energy. We talk about how we found more time to prioritize our relationship. So we share so much value. It's incredible. You will get so much from it. And this is our gift to you, because honestly, if we can do this, if we can turn our relationship around from that horrible place, we just want to be the proof for you, the example for you, that if we can do it, you can do it too. And you 100% deserve it, and your family deserves it. So click the link below, get access to it. We don't know how long we're going to offer this for free. So I just want to mention that. We have charged for this before. So if you have liked this video, if you enjoy watching our videos, then please click that link. Get access to that relationship mini course as soon as you can. Do the work, share with us your experience and your breakthroughs, and and just start to turn your relationship around. You do not have to settle as roommates in your relationship. And
No.
I mean, we didn't come here for that.
No.
We didn't get into a relationship for that.
Yeah.
So please click the link and we'll see you on the other side.